Hello students, before we start our chapter, I would like to request you all to watch our introductory 2 videos given by me so that you will be clear about the 3-step strategy to do Dhamaka in physics exams. We have given the videos in the description box, or you can just click on our videos displayed at the end of this video for either introductory 2 videos or the next videos. Okay then, let's enjoy physics by Mr. Patel, who has a long, profound experience of 29 years of teaching physics in Sainik School, Balachari.
The interference of light and Young's double slit experiment. What is interference? When two light waves of the same frequency and having zero or constant phase difference traveling in the same direction, remember, not opposite direction, otherwise there will be stationary waves, traveling in the same direction, superpose each other, the intensity in the region of superposition gets redistributed, becoming the maximum at some point and minimum at other points. Correct? This phenomena is known as interference. That is when two waves of the same frequency and same phase difference traveling in the same direction with the redistribution of energy. Correct? At certain points there will be maximum energy, and certain point there will be minimum, that will see in the Young's experiment we will see. So light is a wave. So Young's, he wanted to see the interference fringes or interference. He carried out this interference experiment. In his experiment, first he used the sunlight. This is the later on experiment carried out by the Thomas Young, correct? Thomas Young. He first used instead of this sodium, he used the sodium light here, sodium vapor lamp. Actually, he used the spirit lamp, and having the flame of the spirit lamp, there was a little salt, that is NaCl. And he got this yellow light from that. In the first experiment, he used the sunlight, and he allowed to pass in the dark room through the two holes. He took the black screen and put the two pinholes, very small holes, and put the white screen behind about 2-3 meters behind the S1, S2 slits. So light coming from directly, he did not use this slit in the first experiment, but he got the bright and the dark fringes. So that experiment encouraged him to carry out the another experiment. So in another experiment, he used the spirit lamp flame, that is, and little salt, that is like this. This is a spirit lamp. This is a flame of the spirit lamp, and over that he used the piece of cloth having the NaCl. This is piece of cloth soak into the NaCl solution and hold over the flame. This is a spirit lamp. So this was the source. This was the source he used. Correct? And he made the one hole, that is slit 1 millimeter in width. Correct? Rectangular. There are two other slits. In the another screen, he made the two slits, S1 and S2, separated by 2 millimeter distance. Say very less distance. This distance from this S to the S1, S2 was 10 centimeter. And this slit, width of this slit S1 is 0.3 millimeter, of this also same. So light coming from the monochromatic source S, correct? After passing from the S, the circular waves will pass from the S1 and S2. The S1 and S2, that is wavelets passing from S1 S2, they will again proceed further and they travel from the S1, S2 toward the screen. The screen is very far, that is 2 meters, that is 200 centimeter or 2000 millimeter. Because this is large distance. It doesn't seem to be here in the figure, but it is in the real practical. It is 2 to 3 meters which he used. Correct. So these are very narrow slits. This is 1 millimeter in width. Correct. And these are parallel to it. Correct. So this S1, S2, they are the two slits or sources of light obtained from the single monochromatic source. This is a monochromatic source, that is sodium vapor lamp. He used a spirit lamp flame with a little salt, that is NaCl. So Na will vaporize and it will give the yellow light of about 6000 Austin unit or 600 nanometer. That we will see in the later on examples. Correct. So when they proceed further, correct, there is a medium air in between. There will be a redistribution of energy and they will interfere with each other at a point in the medium. If the trough of one wave train originating from S1 superpose over the trough of the another wave train coming from the S2, there will be a bigger trough. That is, amplitude will be added up, intensity will be more, maximum. If trough of one wave train at a point in the medium, the trough of one wave train superpose over the crest of another wave train, then crest and trough, they will give the zero intensity. Displacement will be minus A1 minus A2. Suppose the wave originating from S1 has the amplitude A1 and S2 has A2. There may be a same also. You can say A1, A and A also. Then will be 2A. In the resultant wave, when crest superpose over the crest, there will be a 4 centimeter, this 2A amplitude, or trough superpose over the trough, then also will be a 2A in the downward direction. But there will be a maximum amplitude, that because according to the superposition principle, it will be added up. It will be, as we have seen yesterday, number of wave trains, they superpose each other. The displacement, the resultant wave is the algebraic sum of the displacement produced by individual waves. Say A1 is produced by the one wave train originating from the S1 source, and A2 is the amplitude of that amplitude is the maximum displacement upward direction, that is called crest, or downward direction is a trough. But A1 and A2, for S2 it is A2, then is the resultant wave. When they superpose, if trough superposes with the trough, there will be a 2A displacement in the upward. If crest superposes the crest, then again it will be a 2A in the downward. But there will be a maximum displacement and maximum intensity, we call it. But if trough superposes over the crest, there will be destructive interference. Former is the called constructive interference because they help each other. Here they oppose each other, that is displacement is difference of the amplitudes of two waves. If the amplitude of the two waves is the same, that is A, then net amplitude will be 0, intensity will be 0. There you will find the dark fringes. So Young's observed the dark and bright fringes. In the central, that is a 0 phase difference, that is the bright fringe, and here he got the dark, again bright, alternately dark, bright, again you can say dark, bright, like that. This side also, this is a central bright fringe, and the distance between two consecutive fringes, that is dark and the dark, this, that is beta. Similarly, bright and bright, the width of the slit is the same, correct? That is a distance between two consecutive bright fringes, or distance between, that is called the slit width. We will see later on, correct? So I will repeat again. In 1801, Thomas Young was the first person to demonstrate experimentally the interference of light, because he believed in the wave theory of light. So here S is the source of narrow slit 1 millimeter wide. This is 1 millimeter wide. S1, S2, as I will explain, that the narrow slits parallel to it, and 0.3 millimeter wide, correct? The separation between S1 and S2 is 2 millimeter, that is D, remember. And the fringe width, that is this given by the lambda D upon D, we will see later on the theory, that is split width beta is equal to lambda is a wavelength into D is the distance of the screen upon small d. Small d is the separation. So, this width will be more if d is less, or if d is more, the speed will be, the beta will be more. It depends on the lambda also, but lambda is the same here. Now, distance from the S to the SS1 and SS2 is the same. So, there is no path difference, so there is no phase difference, correct. So, these two sources are coherent sources. For sustained interference, we need a coherent sources. So, coherent sources that in which the phase difference is the either 0 or constant. You can put the S2 here also, there will be a constant phase here, but they S1 and S2 sources should be obtained from the one single source S, correct. That is a very vital point, crucial point to be remembered. Even if you close one of the slits, then also you won't get the interference, this pattern will be disappear and the screen will be eliminated by uniform intensity. There won't be maximum, minima, you won't get it, correct. So, these are the conditions. There should be two sources and two sources should be coherent. Coherent, that is, there should be a phase difference 0 between these, or there should be a constant phase difference, correct. And they cannot be obtained from the different source. Suppose this is not used and we use a one sodium lamp here and one another spirit lamp here, you won't get the interference pattern. Why? Because the light is emitted by the transition of the electrons in the atoms, and that takes place frequently at the power of 10 raised to 8 times in a 1 second. So, it takes to change the 10 raised to minus 8 seconds, and they won't be remain the, if they are different, then they won't remain in the phase. But if they are obtained from the same source, whatever change takes place in this transition, that will take place in this and this also, because these two sources are obtained from the single source. Very, very important point to be kept in mind. Now, separation between S1 and S2 is D, that is 2 millimeter, correct. This D is 2 millimeter, they are in millimeter, remember this is in meter, screen distance from the S1, S2 is in meter. Distance of the screen S1, S2, correct, from S1, S2, the distance of the screen, this is the screen, correct, this is screen. That is from S1, S2 is 2 meter. The alternate bright and dark bands appears on the observation screen, correct, called the interference fringes. We call them fringes. They are bands. It looks like a, seems to be a bands. They are called the fringes, interference fringes. Correct. One of the sheet S1 or S2 is closed, bright and dark fringes disappears. We already discussed, and the intensity of the light becomes uniform on the screen. If you close one of the slits, either S1 or S2, then this will be, this intensity on this will become uniform. There won't be a variation in the intensity. You can see this is a, S is the source, and in which the wavelets traveling. So, this is the wavefronts, and this is a dotted line, this is a dark line. Dark line shows the crest, and this is trough. This is trough. And this line shows the, dark line shows the crest. Correct? So, alternative trough is in the form of crest and trough. This is crest, this is trough. Then crest, trough, crest, correct? They will pass from the S1 and S2. So, this will also act, this space between this act as a secondary source of light, which will emit the waves again. That is, this is a trough, then crest, then trough, then crest, trough, crest, trough, and so on. Similarly for this, correct? The trough, crest, trough, crest, and so on. So there will be a redistribution of energy. At a point in the medium or air, if the crest of one wave train superposes the crest of another, this is the crest of S1 and this is the crest of S2. They superpose each other. There will be a higher crest. Amplitude will be addition or sum of the amplitude of individual waves. That is, say, this waves originating from S1 has A1 amplitude and waves originating from S2 has A2. Then at this point, the amplitude of the particle will be A1 plus A2. Here there are two troughs, then again also A1 plus A2. So this line, here also A1 plus A2, here also A1 plus A2. Along this line, there will be a bright fringe. Correct? You will observe a bright band at O point. Similarly, and along this line, you can see here there is the crest and trough of the S2, they superpose. So there will be zero intensity if amplitude is the same. Otherwise, A1 minus A2. Correct? Difference of the amplitude. Here also crest and trough, here also crest and trough, here also crest and trough. So along this line, you will find the destructive interference, that is crest superpose trough, there will be minimum amplitude will be difference and minimum, that is intensity will be minimum. Correct? That is dark fringe. D for dark. This is a dark fringe. This is a bright fringe. Again bright, dark, then bright again. Then along this line, that is trough superposes over the trough, crest superposes the crest, again trough superposes the trough, crest superposes the crest. So there will be a constructive interference and amplitude will be added, intensity will be maximum. So again along this line you can extend these waves. So you can get the bright fringe. Again dark, bright, like this. Similarly downward also along this line, wherever there is a constructive interference, there will be a bright fringe, where will be destructive, that is a trough and crest. Trough and crest. You know the trough and crest, that is, we have already discussed. If this is one wave and another wave, that is a crest superposed over the crest, there will be higher crest. This will be in the resultant, there will be a higher crest. Correct? But if it is a destructive, then the trough superposed over the, this is a crest superposed over the trough of, this is A waves and this is a B. So this is like this. Then there will be zero amplitude, because this is plus and this is minus. So net will be, suppose both are A1, A2 are equal. If these are equal, you can take this exactly. I think you can understand, correct? Then this is plus, say A1, this is minus A2. Or if both are same, then A minus A, if A1 is equal to A2 is equal to A, then A minus A, that is equal to, say, 0. So net amplitude, say A is equal to A minus A, and that is equal to 0. Here it is this way, this is of this one wave is A and this another wave suppose is the same, then it will superpose like this. So also A, that is 2A. So this is constructive interference, this is destructive, intensity is 0, here intensity is maximum. Correct? When there is maximum, bright fringe is observed. We have whatever discussed of the Young's double slit experiment, correct, with the wave front and with the slit also. Now we will discuss little more the same thing. According to the Hygiene principle, the cylindrical waves fronts emerges out from the slit S1, whose section have been shown in the figure, as we have already seen discussed the figure. by circular arc. The solid curves represent the crest and the dotted curves represent the trough. As S1 and S is equal to SS2, the waves fall on the slit S1 and S2 simultaneously. They fall on the S1, S2 simultaneously, that is, they are in the phase. They are spreading out from the S1 and S2 are in the same phase. Thus, S1 and S2 act as the two coherent sources. Remember, we need the coherent sources for sustained interference, and that is only possible when the two sources, the light emitted from the both sources, they are in the same phase, they have got the same phase, or they have got a zero phase difference or a constant phase difference. The phase difference will be there, but there will be a constant phase difference, or there should be no phase difference, that is zero phase difference. Here in our figure, we have shown the zero phase difference. But you can see, suppose S2 is ahead of the S1, there will be path difference, and according to the path difference, there will be phase difference. If path difference is lambda, there will be 2 pi phase difference. If path difference is 2 lambda, then it will be 4 pi and so on. We will see later on this thing. Because light waves coming out from the S1 and S2 are derived from the same original source, and any abrupt phase change in the S will manifest in the exactly similar phase change in the light coming from the S1 and S2 also. Thus, S1 and S2 have the same frequency nu or wavelength. Frequency same, that is, wavelength is same because they are originating from the same source, same, or constant phase difference, and so they are called the coherent sources of light, because we need coherent sources of light for interference. The spherical waves emanating from S1 and S2 will produce interference fringes on the screen. At a point in a medium, say it is air, if the crest of one wave train falls over the crest of another wave train, then there will be, or the trough of the one wave falls over the trough of the another wave, the interference is said to be a constructive interference, because there will be deeper trough or intensive amplitude will be added in both the cases. Crest superposed over crest, amplitude will be A1 plus A2, and if trough superposed over the trough, amplitude again will be A1 plus A2. That is they are helping each other, that is, we call it as a constructive interference. What is that? Remember the term constructive interference. An amplitude of the resultant wave is the maximum, that is, resultant waves have amplitude A, individual waves has A1 plus A1 and A2, then resultant waves amplitude A is equal to A1 plus A2, and hence the intensity will be maximum, because intensity is I is intensity is directly proportional square of the amplitude, so it will be 4 times. If there is a phase difference, say phi, then it will be somewhat less, otherwise it will be 4 A0. Correct. So at the line leading to O P2 P2 dash, in the earlier figure we have discussed already, intensity is maximum and bright fringes or bands are observed. At the lines leading to the P1 and P1 dash, the crest of one wave train falls over the trough of another wave train, and amplitude of the resultant of the wave is the minimum, and say that is A is equal to A1 minus A2, and it is equal to 0 also if A1 is equal to A2. Thus, intensity becomes minimum or 0. This is called the destructive interference.